Good morning, guys. Welcome to Friday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well today. Friday, really decent day of racing ahead. A really competitive day, actually, and probably not as good in terms of quality as yesterday, but plenty of decent races to get stuck into. And of course, with being Friday, usually a decent day, and some really, really good racing tomorrow. Group action taking place tomorrow at the likes of Kempton and also at Haydock Park as well, with the Betfred Spring Cup being the highlight. We'll get to that in just a second, but first of all, we'll look at today, and hopefully, yeah, should be a really good day for us. Yesterday, we'll look at that in a minute. Just before I do that, just a reminder, this is a live Q&A session. If you did fancy joining in that, any questions about any of today's tips or anything happening at the weekend, or just any horse racing queries, you can either join in the Q&A session, or maybe if you're not watching the video live, I know a lot of you like to watch it sort of on your lunch break at around about 12 or something like that. You can always just send an email, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. You can get in touch via Twitter. We're at freeracingtips7. And then it's facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. So plenty of ways for you to get in touch. You can even send me a private message on there if you are part of the group. You'll see that most of the posts are from me, or if you've got any questions about the football tips or anything like that, then you can always ask Dean a question as well by getting in touch with him on Facebook as well. So plenty of us to go through today. Today's racing, we go from Newcastle, Haydock, Chepstow, Kilbeggan over in Ireland, and then Musselburgh and Kempton. Those ones at Kilbeggan, Musselburgh and Kempton. A few evening meetings there, which should be decent action. So action taking place throughout the day. As I say, any questions for this video, then please do let me know. So yesterday, we had a really good premium tip winner yesterday in the shape of Baltic Knight. Was priced at 9-4 when first, or no, 5-2 when tipped, and actually took a little drift out to 11-4, and we were very happy with that, considering the horse always looked the best in the race. Well, I never really had too many doubts that this was going to win. Went away and won a shade cosily in the end, and just had far too much class for the rest of the field, so that was good. That brought in around 7.25 points profit, I believe. Also, just under a point in profit for the little earner that managed to place, which was good. So that's all the day, landing profit really. And then also it was really frustrating. The next best bet was second in a photo, and I'm talking, I think it was described as a short head, but it looked more like a nose to me. It was a really, really tight, it was a head bobber, you know. If the horse had got his head down at the right time, then perhaps she'd have won it. But that was frustrating, but that's nothing other than bad luck. You know, you're on the right horse. In a way, the right horse was tipped, you know, it did everything but win. Just, you know, it's those fine margins, and that could have turned it into a superb day for us. But in the end, it was a good one with just over 4 points profit in total, so nothing wrong with that, and hopefully we can do something similar today. But that premium tip and next best bet double would be a good one to hit, and that premium tip today, that runs in the 310 at Chepstow, and it's Inkerman, currently around about the 9-4 mark. This horse has put in some good performances actually recently, and comes on here off what I think is a really lenient mark of 70. Has been a beaten favourite a few times, but has been putting in some decent second place finishes, and I think a little drop down in the handicap mark is pretty lenient, to be honest, as I say. And running off that mark of 70, comes into this one as the top rated. This is a basically a 0-70 handicap, and it's been a while since the horse has been able to run in these, and I think he could just have a little bit too much class for the rest of the field. Does look to be a good bet. That mark of 70, as I said, looks to be a lenient one. I think the horse is running well enough, should enjoy the ground, the going, to enjoy the conditions, and this trip as well. And for me, looks to be a good bet there, and a good premium tip to give us another winner. Premium tips in decent enough form. They didn't quite do the business on Tuesday and Wednesday, but you know, they've been running well recently. We've had winners Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then of course on Thursday. So if we can end with a few for the week as well, that would be really good, and it'd be great to hit that double. So that's the premium tip in the 310 at Chepstow. Your next best bet, that goes in the 520 at Haydock, and it's Madid. Now this horse was at 7-4, been backed into 13-8, and even 6-4, to be honest, with most bookmakers. I think I even saw one as short as 11-8. So that's a good sign that the market is speaking well for this horse, for Madid. Now, I think this horse could be the class act in the field, to be honest. I think it's a handicap, and it's not often I delve into handicaps for these best bets of the day, to be honest. I think sometimes they can be a bit tough, but sometimes you can just find a bit of a gem in a handicap, and I think this is one. I think this horse has the potential to be a listed, perhaps even a Group 3 horse. That might be a big statement, but I think in this handicap, this horse can go really well. I think Paul Hannigan on board, and he's in really, really good form at the moment. That's certainly a plus, and was second at Goodwood in what was better company, no doubt about that, last time out. And I think a repeat of that second at Goodwood should be enough to see this horse involved in this one, to be honest. And again, a horse that will enjoy this trip and the conditions underfoot today, and as I said, just looks to possibly be that class act in this field. The next best bet, Medid, in the 520 at Haydock, was at 7-4, now best price of around about 13-8. Little earner for today, that goes in the 335 at Haydock, and it's Cape of Hope, currently a 9-1 shot. Now this horse comes in really, really good form actually. Last 4 runs have seen the horse manage 2 wins, a second and a third place finish, so couldn't be in better form. Of course has gone up in the handicap for those performances, but still not off a mark that's completely out of reach. Has actually won off a £1 lower mark than this, so isn't too badly handicapped at all. And I think I'd rather be on a horse that have maybe gone up a few pounds in the weight but is running really well, rather than one that's running really, really badly and come down a bit. But Tom Dascombe actually trains this horse for the first time. This is the horse's first run in the Tom Dascombe yard, and I think he's probably pretty sweet on this one, and I think she should go really well today actually. Cape of Hope, I think, looks to be a good bet, and a really good each way value there. Should place, I think, and might even have the quality to win this one, coming off bottom weight as well. Bit of a step up in class, but I think with the way the horse is running, has been crying out for that step up in class, and looks to be a good bet for this one there in the 335 at Haydock. 2 1-point win only singles for you today, as usual, and it's in 4 o'clock at Newcastle. It's Midnight Warrior at 4-1, and then in the 425 at Kilbeggan, we're heading over to Ireland over some jumps. It's Captain Carlington, and that's currently a 9-4 shot. Although if you do really hunt around, I think you can get around about 5-2 on that horse. So they're all of today's tips. If you've got any questions at all about any of them, please do feel free to get in touch. Maybe you just, Oddschecker is a really good site for finding the value. I always recommend it, but do have accounts with as many bookmakers as possible. Go and take those free bet offers and make sure that you're always getting the best value. Take the next best bet, for example. Say you just missed the boat on it a little bit and you missed that 7-4. You can still get 13-8 with some firms, whereas some might only be as short as 11-8. Don't settle for that shorter price. And if it means opening, say, a Paddy Power account, do that. You get some free bets out of it as well. It's always worth doing. I think there's no problem. There's nothing wrong in having a lot of accounts as long as you're just as disciplined in them all. Obviously, it is easier when you can stick to one, just for leaving your betting balance in there. But I think stick to one sometimes if you're getting that good value. But if you really know that you're missing out on value, don't take that. Go and open up a new account or use another one. I'd certainly recommend that. But yeah, they're all of today's tips. As for tomorrow, as I said, a really good day's racing tomorrow with the Sprint Cup, the Betfred Sprint Cup, certainly the highlights. It's a Group 1 race, part of the British Champions Series, and although over 6 furlongs, which isn't his ideal trip, 5 furlongs is, Soul Power is just the bet all the way for me here, to be honest. I think, as I said earlier in the week, I managed to get 9-2 anti-post, and hopefully some of you got that as well. I think if this does, I don't think there's much doubt the horse is going to run. Currently a 3-1 shot, and it's good ground, I think, on the home straight at the minute at Haydock. And there's no real rain forecast, just maybe a little bit, but plenty of sunshine as well. And I think this could be on the firmer side of good, which is absolutely ideal for Soul Power by the time racing gets underway. Yes, 6 furlongs not ideal, but I think he's the only true Group 1 horse in this. I think he's far too good for this field. And I think, although, as I said, 5 furlongs is better for this horse, I think with the way he finishes races and that blistering turn of speed, he'll just be shut off around the back again. And, ideally they won't go at a huge pace, but I can imagine going off at a bit of a strong pace. That's the way they're going to feel they're going to get Soul Power beat. But Richard Chu's the ideal jockey for this horse, and I think he'll just switch him off at the back of the field and then just wait for that run. And to be honest, 6 furlongs could even suit Soul Power, but I can't see him being beat, to be honest with you. They might even, you never know, they could even try. I don't think it will happen, but they might think, well, let's just go from the front and say we are quite clearly the best horse in this race. Let's go and show them, because on form and on figures, Soul Power is the best. The only doubt is that 6 furlong trip, but he's in better form than ever, and he's finished second over this distance before as well. So it's not like he's a complete novice to 6 furlongs. That it'd probably be odds on if it was 5 furlongs, but I think the 3-1 you can still get at the moment is good value. And at the moment, unless there's a big gamble on him, I'd be surprised to see Soul Power not tipped up somewhere by me tomorrow. Also tomorrow you've got the Superior Mile, which is a really good race from Haydock as well. That's a Group 3. In this one you've got the likes of Brendan Bracken. Superior Mile. You've got Captain Cat 5-2, Brendan Bracken 7-2, Ocean Tempest 7-2, and then Short Squeeze 9-2, 10-1 bar. I think Brendan Bracken could be a good bet in that, but that's something for a little bit later on. Also, you've got the September Stakes from Kempton. Kempton have got a couple of group races tomorrow, and it's 11-4 Secret Number, and then sort of 3-1, 4-1 the rest of the field, and sort of quite tight and trappy races, those ones at Kempton, as well as that Group 3 at Haydock, but they should be really good ones. And throughout the day I'll be previewing them. I've already put my preview up for the Sprint Cup. If you head to freeracingtips.co.uk, then just click on the big race category at the top. You should be able to see all of that. And throughout the day, there'll be all of the group races and a big handicap as well. Will be previewed for some anti-post tips. And then obviously some of them might be tipped tomorrow. But even if they're not, you then know what I fancy for a big race if you're going to be sitting there watching it on Channel 4 and fancy a punt. But I think a decent day tomorrow. But for now, let's look ahead to today. Hopefully we can have a really good one. That's just about it for today's video. Thank you for watching. It's been a bit of a busy one, plenty going on. Any questions throughout the day, please do feel free to get in touch. I'll be here at my desk writing away and studying some more form for tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for watching today's video, and I'll speak to you all a little bit later on. Thanks, and bye-bye.